Hola, I'm Viviana, and this is Migrant Talks. Hello everyone, welcome to my latest video. My name is Viviana Castrillon, and this is Migrant Talks, an honest conversation with migrant entrepreneurs. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram or LinkedIn, subscribe to this channel, and activate the bell to receive a notification every time I upload a new video. Let's begin. Migration has been part of human life since its beginning. However, migrants have not always been well perceived by the locals, who feel that whoever arrives comes to take away their opportunities, their work, and their benefits. The migrants faces two quite strong emotions. On one hand, the sadness and grief of leaving behind everything that they knew and felt comfortable with, such as places, people, things, etc. And on the other hand, the fear of arriving in a new place and the loneliness when they do not know anyone. Trying to build a good life in general is difficult, but when you find yourself excluded, rejected, and even in some cases mistreated, it doesn't make it any easier. Today, we are going to talk about an emotion that is quite common among immigrants and refugees, exclusion, and how working hard, thinking as a community, and uniting ourselves, we have managed to overcome those barriers and teach the world that when there are no labels, when there are no language barriers, when we see ourselves as we are and not how we look or sound, in essence, we are all the same. Our very special guest today is an eco-conscious, kind, and compassionate person. She has had a colorful career playing roles as diverse as product development engineer, software professional, primary school teacher, educator, speaker, and now as an entrepreneur who has started a social impact venture called Auroraz Soulful Gifts. Also, recently she co-authored an inspiring book called The Women Changing the World. Please welcome Karthika Sivarajan. Hi Karthika, how are you today?
Hi Viviana.
Thank you so much for being today here, for giving us your time to tell us your stories. I have checked all the information that is about your book and and your venture, and it's amazing. It's amazing what you do. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Viviana. And what you're doing, connecting all the migrant women to inspire other migrants, especially new migrants and refugees, that's a great job. I really thank you for doing this amazing work.
Okay, so to start the video today, let's start by talking about your business.
Yes, actually, this we didn't have a thought or I didn't have any idea to start a business. I'm a normal mother taking care of the family and going with my own regular chores. But every day, the things that you get involved, you get inspired. And I got a spark one day when as a family, when we were in a mall, and a young adult in a spectrum was having a meltdown on seeing that my son asked so many questions. He was about 9 years old at that time. So he asked various questions regarding why he's like that. We discussed about how their brain wiring is and all about that. Then at the end of the day, he said, it's not them who need to be trained to be included in the mainstream or so-called normal society. It is us, because we don't know how to mingle with them, how to move with them. So it is us who need to get trained so that we can include more and more people in our day-to-day life and keep their life happier. And we can also be treating everyone equally. That's what he was telling. Even though he was saying it innocently, but it was a great inspiration for me. Yes, in our day-to-day life, we are not including everyone, right? As a migrant, as a refugee, as a disabled, we keep everyone as a separate pocket, and we are not treating everyone as a single entity, a single ecosystem. So that's where I thought, okay, let's go and help or volunteer. I started purchasing for myself the goods that are handmade by mentally challenged women and women, especially women. I was getting involved because like women have their own normal struggles to keep up with the men in the society. So with other added disadvantages, it is even more, it pulls them down to the bottom of uh, the society, the family life, especially the place where I come from, India. Because of poverty and society pressure, women are not treated properly, especially with the mental challenges, schizophrenias. They are all left alone on the streets. So they are being embraced and kept in rehab shelters, and they are treated, and therapies are given, occupational therapy to keep them occupied. So I got interested, and that's how the Auroras. Initially, I just kept the name Embrace because I felt like embracing everyone. So it started with the name Embrace. So I promote eco-friendly products that are handmade by mentally challenged women in rehab shelters in India, and as well as bags that are made by disadvantaged sections, uh, like tribal women or rural women who main aim is to educate their kids. They are not able to send their kids to school to provide proper education. So they are being trained to stitch bags, and I'm promoting those bags. I'm bringing it here, and I'm just selling it in the markets. So that's how COVID has put us yeah, little bit constraints, but now we are gearing up again. So that's how it started as volunteering and then hobby business, and now it's a startup, but yes, I'm getting into real business. Yes.
Like when you were talking now, talking about like kids that cannot go to school, that there are so many disadvantages. That is something that we see it because we come from places that have so many inequality. Like the other day I was talking with my physio, and I was saying Australian people are so blessed because they are in a country that has so many opportunities, that poorness here, like I'm not saying that they are not really really poor people, but like I haven't seen anyone in this country in the way that I have seen poor, for example, in my country. you know like uh um like we have seen people, maybe we haven't experienced it, but like we have seen people, like children, like the age of my kids, 2, 5, going to the dumps and looking for food because they don't have anything to eat, or
Yeah.
or dying for because they don't have anything to drink or eat. Kids that because they want to get educated, um, they walk miles, kilometers to go
Yeah.
to school because they don't have that.
Yeah.
And women, that with all the inequality in our societies, they wake up every morning, and they like make lunches. They work from like morning to morning. They take care of the kids. It's amazing. It is incredibly amazing, and sometimes even by themselves because the man is not there, because
Yeah.
the guy can disattach from the kids. Not all of them, I'm not saying that all of them, but for example, in my country, there are a lot of women that they have to raise no one, no two, like 5 kids by
Mm.
themselves because the guy just simply one day disappear or die or something happen.
They don't want to take their responsibility. They'll be addicted to alcohol or just escape from the reality, the responsibility. They don't want. Yeah.
Exactly. And then it is hard, or it is sad, I should say better that. It is so sad that on top of that, that there is so much inequality, then societies, on top of that, exclude you. So like they don't even take a time, a minute of their life to read, to see beyond their benefits. And they are like, oh no, 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 these people are coming here to take away my stuff. But you don't see what stuff they 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 don't even have. They have never experienced. You know, like I've seen people happy with so little, because for them, for us, is little. For them, is enormous.
Enormous. Mhm.
This is incredible.
That's true. That's true. You're absolutely true. Like here, it is all blessed, and I'm grateful that we are all able to explore and live in a better place. So that's why we want to do something more or give back to the society. Yeah, that's true.
Khadija, um, tell me a specific story where you felt excluded, or do you saw exclusion towards your community, or the people around you, and one, how make you feel, and second, how you overcome the situation, like how you, as a business owner, how you take that burden of being excluded and say, no, I'm standing here and I'm going to do this because this is important. So tell me a little bit about that, please.
Yeah, sure. Might be a different phase of my life. I would give you some experience how I felt even before starting the business. How being a girl of dark color, what kind of exclusion we have faced. I would like to talk about. Even growing in our own country, it's a tropical climate, but even in our own country, dark skin is considered a bit lower. People always go or with fair skin people. It's always considered like a little more higher than the dark skin. So initially, I used to think, if you see in India, fairness cream, that they are a huge hit. But now people are quite aware of the skin, how to embrace ourselves. But growing up as a child, it was the other way. People always wanted fair skin. I don't know whether it's because of the colonial or we don't know what's embedded in our DNA is why people always going for fair skin people. So growing as a child, I had that complex, or I won't say complex because it's just a question. Because even in your books, if you see the angel and the devil kind of stories in your Puranas, we call it as a Puranas. So all the angels would be fair skin people, and all the devils or the demons or the bad people will be dark skin. So I used to ask a question, why is it so? But it is my parents who said, embrace. We are from southern part of India, and our skin is dark, and that it is to protect our own self from the sun, melanin. We started approaching scientifically, and I started embracing myself. So I got a good home where I could talk and learn, and I could encourage myself. So after we moved out of India, like started exploring outside world, I always wanted to travel around. That's where you get real wisdom, and you get to meet so many beautiful people and places. So during each of our journey, yes, we have faced. Uh, that's why you feel that you are different. You are not treated normally. I still remember in one of the Amsterdam, Netherlands trip, we were waiting for the shuttle service. We had our appointment in that shuttle, but the receptionist, he just gave a rude reply to me that if you want to go, sit on the top of the car and go. I'm not sure whether he would have said to any white male tourist. So I don't know, it's the prejudgmental or is his own personal experience with any brown skin. We don't know what's the background or what kind of a day he had. But that was my first instance where it reflected that is something wrong. I have not talked anything wrong. I have not done anything wrong to people. But why such a kind of a rude? Then I understood that people look at us differently. So that's when I started, instead of going back, I started feeling for them because I'm able to see side by side a very nice receptionist the second day or the same day. She came and said apology to me for the rude behavior of the other guy. So both are from the same country. Both are quite young, might be younger than me at that time. So when another lady is so polite, another guy is so rude, it's not wrong about us. So yes, we will feel rejected, we will feel dejected, but I think we have to look inside us. Is there anything wrong with us? No, nothing. So it is how they look, not how we look at the world. So that's how so many instances like that has made us grow stronger. I won't talk back. My smile and is that so? Is something, are you okay? I talk like this. Are you okay? Is everything okay with you? That's the way. I don't shout back. I don't say anything negative, rude, because I feel I don't know in what scenario they are in. But yes, it does affect us, but we have to overcome. And there was one instance where I felt really lonely and vulnerable. That was a turning point in my life to think about refugees there, because when I was in Germany, we had our child, and during that time, I didn't have any family or your dear ones nearby with you, and it was a bit difficult delivery because my son was born premature, and in the pregnancy it was a bit difficult. The entire pregnancy was quite unpredictable. So when my son came to this world, one of the nurse or the midwife, she was quite rude to me. It was like she was quite aggressive. I was feeling very weak. At the time, I felt very, very lonely because she was so pushy and aggressive. Physically and mentally, I was drained. And as well, my son was not okay. It was like a life or death. I have written in this book actually. It was kind of a life or death situation. So yes, was taken. So I was in a no mood to talk or ask anything. But that was a very sad moment in my life, I would say. And then later she became. But as usual, I was just quiet and smiling. I had my tears to myself. And then after a few days, she was started. I don't know whether she came to know about what kind of a person, but she mentioned she was come to like she was a bit better, and then she was taking care of me. She was night duty nurse. I don't know whether the work pressure has made her to be like that, but she told me, I thought you were a refugee kind of a thing. And then I was like,
Will
thought,
that make a difference?
yeah, that's what I was thinking. refugees need more love and affection because they are going through so much trauma. And this lady was telling me, but I couldn't react or tell anything. I was just mum. But that has created a very strong, like, how people are looking. And I felt she herself was not a local German. She herself is a migrant woman from another European country. So I felt why we are all getting these kind of insecurities, jealousies, taking the jobs, or I think refugees need all the more supportive hand, more than who is already like living a good life in a country. It's the refugees, they are leaving their motherland, and they are leaving everything. So many of their loved ones would have been died, or they won't be knowing, because after that, few of my, like, I would say, sister kind of relationship, I even know I miss her, I love her. She is a Sri Lankan refugee, migrated to Switzerland. She is a part of my life. She is such an amazing lady, and our family. So if we look with certain glass, I think the world is very small. If we remove that glass and treat everyone equally, we are able to see a lot of amazing people, so lovable people you can see. So that was a thing. And here in Australia, yes, as in each and every place, when you see a bad thing, you always see some good things side by side. So I try to pick up the good things that as the base and keep building on it and ignore the negative things. For example, you have local communities where you can post your business advertisements. But if you see, there have been quite a number of times your business posts will not be promoted. One such instance is this book was presented along with the other gifts to the Academy Award winners. So we thought we'll be promoting on that particular day on the Oscars night. So I just posted it in our local communities, 2-3 communities where I live. I'm not sure whether they didn't think that somebody from their local community could have written it, co-authored a book, or they thought it as a spam, or it's not needed. I don't know. In none of the communities they published my post. And then I was asking why, and then I thought, okay, let me ask this time, because I need to stand in, because that book is all about inclusivity. If you see the picture of this book, I love the picture. It's all about inclusivity, different kinds of people. And I thought I need to stand up. And then I asked the admins. One of the admins replied, and they said, oh, sorry, there are a couple of admins, so we don't know who has declined. We'll immediately post it, and they posted it. So I think if it had been a local person, they would not have questioned, or they would not have removed it. They would have published it immediately. So I think we need to take extra 2-3 steps. So if you feel what you're doing is right, please don't go back. Work, I would say, fight for your rights, because we are all residents and citizens of Australia. We are all working for the prosperity of Australia. So I love Australia. So, but yeah, we have to fight in to get our rights. In the other community, I didn't get the time to talk, but I think, yeah, we'll have our own way to find our place.
Yeah, I would like to make something clear for everyone that is seeing us. There is a big difference between migrant and refugee. Migrant is someone that decides on its own to move to another country. So I was in Colombia. I was living in my country. I was speaking my own language. I was okay. Nothing happened to me. And I decided to move to another country. A refugee is someone that doesn't have that option. That is a refugee because he was forced to leave the country, either because the economical social situation in the country is really bad, or because what happened right now in Ukraine, there is a crazy leader trying to destroy your country, and no you have no power whatsoever to fix or solve that thing, or because the corruption and the political situation in your country is bad and they have targeted you and your family, and you need to leave, not because you want to but because you have to.
Yes.
And like if someone doesn't understand that, like, the unfairness of that situation, and mistreat a someone that is asking for a refuge, like, the word is it says everything. You are asking for refuge. You are asking for a space where your life can be safe, but not just yours, but your kids, your family, your loved ones. You are leaving everything behind. Some of the people even left the country with what they are wearing, nothing else, because they don't even have time to um to grab anything, you know
Yes.
all your memories, all all your belongings, everything that you are attached to, you have to leave it because someone has come and take it away.
Yeah, you're
So
absolutely true. Actually, as I said, one of my friends, she's a refugee. She told me that Karthi, we had money in our hand, but we couldn't eat anything. We didn't have any food to eat. So that's the point. She said, materials, money is nothing. The money had no value. Now the corporates and the governments, they are all talking about economy, economy. Yes, it's needed, but where is the empathy?
empathy,
Yeah.
that's the word. I think the world has lost their empathy. If you are watching this and you want to be inclusive, try to look for things that are made by different people, like Black communities, Latin communities, migrant communities, refugee communities. Like, look for art, look for craft, look for food. Expand your knowledge about not just the countries, but about the food, the flavors, the music. There is so much out there that you can meet and see and experiment. That is incredible. And not necessarily you have to change a pronoun because it's not necessary. If you want to, that's up to you. But inclusivity is more than that.
They say that change is the thing that constantly keeps changing. Change
Exactly.
is something that
Evolving.
constantly, yeah. And it's so beautiful also, different, yeah. Uh, that's so lovely. You're so true. Yes.
Okay, Katija. Tell me how people can connect with you. If you have like your website, your social media.
You can connect with me in my Instagram, Auroraz Soulful Gifts, and as well as in our FB page, Auroraz Soulful Gifts. And our website is getting ready. It's still not at activated. So, Auroraz, Auroraz Soulful Gifts.
Muy bien. Um, and do you have any way for people, like, do you have anything that you can give people or that they can connect with you or something like that?
Yeah, sure. And one more thing is that this book, The Woman Changing the World, this is available in Amazon and QBD stores and Booktopia everywhere, both in digital form and as well as in print form. You can buy it, or you can contact me. You can follow me in a personal FB page, Karthi Siva. So you can contact me and I can deliver it to you, this book. And it's a wonderful, there are totally 34 stories from a different field of women, like their life true stories, that's to inspire each and every woman on this planet. I'm getting inspired reading other stories. We all need to get inspired from each other and from every moment in life.
That's true. Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been amazing talking to you. I think it's been very emotional, this conversation. And well, to you, thank you so much as well, to watch this video, to follow this series. We are talking about businesses, but we are talking about the people behind them. We are talking about the emotions that come to the business and how we grow up together. So thank you so much, and see you next time.
Thank you, Vivina. Thanks for this opportunity. I'm so thankful and grateful to you. Yeah, it was nice chatting to you.
Thank you. Bye.